permit me to share 10 reasons why you should tell your kids the truth about Santa. From bringingtruth.com, you want your kids to trust you when one day they learn, hey, Mom and Dad weren't telling the truth about jolly old St. Nicholas. They might not trust you. Number 2 reason, you want your kids to be critical thinkers. When we ask our kids to believe that there's a mysterious man in the North Pole who's omniscient, don't we want our kids to say,
wait a minute.
Why? Furthermore, when we tell them that he's flying around the globe on a sled with flying reindeer bringing packages for all the children of the world, don't we want them to stop and go, wait a second, that doesn't make sense. Animals like that don't fly. Furthermore, a man couldn't fit all of those packages onto a sled. And how does he get into everybody's house anyway? Don't we want our kids to be critical thinkers? Number 3 reason to tell your kids the truth, you want to empower your kids. Specifically, you want to bring your kids in. What is the difference between a child and adult? Answer, knowledge, what they know. When the other kids are learning about a fictitious fellow named Santa Claus, you can empower your kid to be in the know. Son, daughter, a lot of your friends, they believe in this. I just want to let you know, it's not true. Santa doesn't exist. He doesn't bring you presents. We want you to know that because our culture doesn't feel like it can empower children with that knowledge, but I want to empower you with it. That's a different approach, isn't it? Another reason to tell your kids the truth, you want your kids to know that you bought the presents because you love them, right? Isn't that what we want? Why do we want them having fond feelings about Santa? We want them to know that they are loved. Why? Because they've experienced it in a tangible fashion from us. Number 5, you want your kids to understand the gospel. Love how this takes us a little bit deeper, doesn't it? We want our kids to understand your good deeds are not good enough to earn you presents. And your good deeds certainly are not enough to earn you salvation. That is why our gracious God offers forgiveness as a free gift, not a quid pro quo system. That's what Santa is all about. You behave in a nice way, demonstrating you're not naughty, and you get a reward. That's not the gospel. Don't we want the kids to know that? Number 6, you want the focus of Christmas to be on Jesus. Let's be honest, there is so much focus, a spotlight blaring at Mr. Ho, Ho, Ho. Don't we want our kids to be focusing on the focus of Christmas? Number 7 reason, you want your kids to be cheerful givers, not greedy materialists. I want to get lots of stuff this Christmas, so I'm going to butter up Mom and Dad. I'm going to do good and make my bed so that I can get more things. An exaggeration? Perhaps a wee little bit, but don't we want our kids to be thinking less about receiving and more about giving? After all, what is that book that teaches about that? Well, yeah, the Bible. God loves a cheerful giver, not just to him, but to others, esteeming others as better than self, desiring to do things for others. Santa Claus, it flips that narrative. Number 8 from Bringing Truth, you want your kids to behave for the right reasons, not so they can get stuff. Number 9 reason to tell your kids the truth about Santa, you don't want your kids to be embarrassed. I remember this rather vividly. Other kids, they knew about Santa Claus when I discovered it wasn't true. I can actually remember 2 people from grade school who were in the know. These were the smart people. It was a boy, it was a girl. It was Eric and Paula, if you must know. And when I informed them, like, hey, I got to let you in on the secret here. Santa Claus doesn't exist. They were like, oh. And I remember feeling not only embarrassed, but just downright dumb. One more reason not to tell your kids the truth about Santa. You don't want to lie to your kids. Do I understand that there can be context when not appearing to tell the truth isn't exactly a lie, like a surprise party? Hey, what are we doing for dinner tonight? Nothing special. I get that. But is this that? How do we tip the scales? Determining this is just some playful fun versus, no, this is lying and deceiving our children. I think, what do you know? Jesus can help us. He is the truth, and we should be truth people in every regard. So might I just suggest, if you're trying to weigh, is this just something we do and it's fun for the kids, or it's an outright lie? Let's remember, we worship the God of truth, and we should always strive to be truth tellers.